Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Noel, thank you for being here today and testifying. Your testimony was spot on when you spoke about waters of the U.S. I appreciated that very much, and really had some interesting interactions through their rulemaking process when the EPA came up with that version of WOTUS. So thank you. That rule gave the EPA the power to regulate 97% of Iowa. That 97% of Iowa's waters, 97% of Iowa. Mm-hmm. So that really hit home with me. So you better believe that when that happened, when that rule was implemented, our small businesses were impacted at home. And it was EPA's failed rulemaking process and its lack of consideration for those small businesses that led me to work on legislation that I introduced last year called the Prove It Act. And we are currently working on what we consider a 2.0 version of the Prove It Act, and we're requesting lots of feedback from different groups. But at its core, the bill seeks to strengthen the voice of small business owners and improve the quality of agency certifications and analysis, which we felt was lacking as we went through WOTUS. Last year, we had the support of NFIB, the Chamber, and Women Impacting Public Policy. It's a good government bill that says if there is a difference in opinion between the Office of Advocacy and a federal agency on the economic impact of the rule, such as a certification, then advocacy should have the ability to request that the agency take a second look at its analysis, which we feel is reasonable. It would serve as a check on whether the agency certification of no impact on small businesses is correct, which is a need that you mentioned in your testimony. So thank you for highlighting that. So my question to you, Mr. Noel, is this. Do you think providing greater accountability for agency certifications would improve the rulemaking process and outcomes for small businesses?
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you have no accountability, you can do anything you want to do, knowing there's no repercussion. Mm-hmm. I will to tag on to the story about we had builders on the North Shore in St. Tammany that were making sure that the dirt didn't go into the street, but had not had the right paperwork in their file to prove that they inspected it weekly and 24 hours after the rain. Got fined $1,500. Mm-hmm. It just, they were accomplishing the goal of the runoff, but because the paperwork wasn't, same thing happened on a lead paint on a remodeler. Because he didn't have a document saying he had given a pamphlet to a homeowner, mm-hmm. he got fined. Now, come on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because the fine is not enough to justify hiring a lawyer and suing them, although the Volks Construction did that in Baton Rouge and won. Mm-hmm. But this is not fair to the small American business. So
right. So we do think there should be a check and a balance
absolutely
available there, so that if there is question, go back and have them take a second look at it. And we're hoping to gain a little traction on that piece of legislation this year or in this Congress. So thank you for that. And then second, in your experience and in your role with the National Association of Home Builders, how many proposed regulations would you say were either improperly certified by agencies or made it through the process without thoughtfully considering the comments of the small business community? Just an estimation on your part.
How many rules came out in the last 8 years? Or the last 12 months? It hundreds.
Yeah, thousands.
I know that we're dealing with right now at least 5 that we're spending court money on to stop. That's not a very good use of our members' money, mm-hmm. especially if we could stop the rule from going in place before it harms the small business.
Absolutely. And that's why I think the Prove It Act is necessary. If there is a discrepancy that can be shown it can be reevaluated before it's promulgated.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here today. I appreciate it.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.